How a Denim Laser Designer draws 3 times faster than conventional. The first thing is to define the origin of the design. On this depends the designer's freedom to create. IIT can be about a reference image or not. In this video, we will make drawings without a reference image. In another video, we will create using a reference image. Technique number 1, draw with imagination by vectoring. This technique is only possible as long as the designer knows well about anatomical coherence, relief and positioning. Links to videos talking about these 3 subjects in the description. Technique number 2, drawing with the imagination by freehand. This technique is only possible as long as the designer knows well about anatomical coherence, relief and positioning. Links to videos talking about this in the description. Technique number 3, using the component combination technique. For example, combining finished components. First of all, I want to introduce Affinity Designer, an extraordinary program for laser denim design. Affinity Designer works with vector and pixel, as if it were Illustrator and Photoshop in one program. Another great thing is that you can create vector brushes with PNG fill. In it we use bezier contours to make the curves. This gives the designer precision when it comes to anatomical consistency. The brushes are PNG with embossing included. This gives the designer a huge advantage, since this PNG already has the black, grayscale and white to simulate the appearance of denim fabric volume. It is possible to create various drawing techniques in it, including freehand, which provides freedom and speed to the designer. Most extraordinary of all is the creation of editable component library, which elevates the productive capacity by taking you to create laser denim designs in just a few seconds. Technique number 1, draw with imagination by vectoring. This technique will only be successful if the designer has a good notion of concepts and fundamentals. There is a link in the description to videos on the subject and a link to an ebook called Concepts and Fundamentals of Denim Laser. Let's follow these steps. We open a template. We added a very quick bottom. We add the straight vectors from point A to point B. Then, we make the curves. Remember that using vector curves, we solve the question of anatomical coherence quite accurately. Now to solve the relief issue, we add the PNG brushes, paying attention to the direction of the shadows and the thickness of the folds. The preview is shown simultaneously. It serves to show us if we are on the right track. Now, we will do the finishing. Adding blur. Changing the tones here and there. Adding contrast or brightness if needed. Let's preview and prepare for export. Technique number 2, drawing with freehand imagination. As I said, this technique will only be successful if the designer has a good notion of concepts and fundamentals. We have a link in the description to videos on the subject and a link to an ebook called Concepts and Fundamentals of Laser Denim. We open a template. We added a very quick bottom. We must choose a controller to influence the properties of the folds, such as shadows and thickness. Now, we take it easy with the strokes. If necessary, we can redo or adjust the points. You can edit it completely afterwards. Now, we will do the finishing. Adding blur. changing the tones here and there. Adding contrast or brightness if needed. Let's preview and prepare for export. Technique number 3, using one of the component combination techniques. For example, combining finished components. We open a template. We added a very quick bottom. Let's open the Assets panel. Choose the Finished Components library. Drag the elements and drop them in the correct position on the model part. We mirror it and make small changes on the left side. Now we prepare the design for export. We are coming to the end of this content. These are some techniques that I use to draw faster than the conventional. If you like and want to see more things, follow our channel and our page. And if you already want to learn everything about the jeans and light method, I have an online course teaching everything. The course link is here in the description.